Hey, Mr. Lineker here. We're going to be going over now negative externality of consumption. I've already written on the graph a little bit. As you see, we have the demand line. For demand, it equals marginal private benefit. For the supply line right here, it equals marginal private cost, which also equals marginal social cost. So these things right here are the same. The private cost and the social cost are the same for consumption. We're going to be talking about why junk food is a negative externality of consumption. But first, let's draw that. This is a negative externality of consumption, which means the marginal social benefit is going to be less than the marginal private benefit. So we're going to draw another demand line. And this is marginal social benefit. We need to do some labeling. This is QE. This right here, where marginal social benefit would be Q opt. This is PE. This is P opt. The other things we would do right in between is the external cost. And we need to label the deadweight loss. The deadweight loss is going to be where the social benefit and social cost meet. And it's going to be this triangle right here. So this is deadweight loss. All right, so this is what it looks like for negative externality of consumption. And this has all the components for it. Let's talk a little bit why about junk food is a negative externality of consumption. It does have many health risks. It does lead to type 2 diabetes, obesity, heart disease. It could lead to osteoporosis, certain cancers, and depression. There has been studies that show that it can impact brain functions and learning. It can make it harder to learn. It can impact the blood sugar, could also impact, which could lead to diabetes, inflammation, food addiction, poor diet. One of the big things that junk food does cause is it does also lead to litter. A lot of junk foods, like fast food, are major sources of litter, making up to like 49% of some litter on streets, landfills. It impacts waste management. It does have a huge environmental impact, which is what I've been saying. The NIH in Great Britain has found that junk food does lead to childhood obesity, especially junk food produced in schools. That is why, for my government response for this negative externality of consumption, we are going to do a government response. So for the government response, what we're going to do is we are going to do, it's kind of a mix of regulation and advertisement. Both of those will cause demand to decrease, and it will get back to the optimal price and optimal quantity. So we're gonna write MSB equals, we'll say advertisement plus MPB. And the example I'm thinking of specifically for this is the Let's Move initiative by former First Lady Michelle Obama, where she did do the first thing. This focused on nutrition and school food programs. They did advertisement, like they literally had people coming on Sesame Street to advertise it. They got businesses to get involved in healthy habits for foods. They had places like Walmart's, Walgreens, Supernova, like go to and build stores in areas where there wasn't healthy food. The government also did pass a law, so there is some regulation involved also, and that was the Healthy Hunger Free Kids Act of 2010. This just really reauthorized childhood nutritional programs and set new standards for free and reduced lunch and what foods are appropriate at school. It allowed the USDA to make serious changes in school food reforms. So both of these programs right here would decrease demand. It would get back to the optimal price and the optimal quantity. So that is my one for negative externality of consumption for junk food.